In this video, we are covering how to do recurring decimals to fraction. So this just means changing a recurring decimal into a fraction. So let's start with an example. And the first example is prove algebraically that the recurring decimal 0.8 can be written as 8/9. So what does it mean to be a recurring decimal? So we know 0.8 with a dot on top just means 0.8 is equal to 0.88888, and that goes on to infinity. Now the first step to answer this question is we have to let 0.8 recurring is equal to x, and the aim of doing this is to remove the recurring decimal. Now the next step is times both sides by 10, so we get 8.8 recurring is equal to 10x. As you can see, they both have 0.8 recurring in them, therefore we can subtract them from each other. So we subtract the second line from the first line and we get 8 is equal to 9x. And now the last step is if we divide both sides by 9, we can get 8/9 is equal to x. And as you can see, as 8/9 is equal to x and 0.8 recurring is equal to x, they are both equal to each other, and therefore we prove that 0.8 recurring can be written as 8/9. Now moving on to the second example. This example is going to be slightly different, and the question is prove algebraically that 0.47 with the 7 recurring can be written as 43/90. Now first, what is 0.47 with the 7 recurring written as? And this is written as 0.47777, and the 7 goes on to infinity. Now the first step, which is the same as before, is we let 0.47 is equal to x. Now the next step is same as before, we times both sides by 10, so we get 4.7 recurring is equal to 10x. Now as we can't still cancel them out as the decimals are not the same, we times by 10 again, and when we do this we get 47.7 recurring is equal to 100x. As you can see, the third line and second line can be subtracted from each other as the 0.7 recurring cancel out. We subtract them, so our answer that we get is 43 is equal to 90x. Now the last step is we divide both sides by 90, so we get 43/90 is equal to x, and as you can see, that's our final answer. So 0.477 recurring can be written as 43/90. We'll now be moving on to the third example. So this question is slightly different, and it says write 0.16 with a 6 recurring as a fraction in the simplest form. So we got to do the same steps as before. So firstly we do 0.16 recurring is equal to 0.16666. As you can see, the 6 is recurring. And now the next step is we write 0.16 with the 6 recurring equal to x. Now we times both left side and the right side by 10 again, so we get a 1.6 recurring is equal to 10x. As you can see, the 0.6 will not cancel out, so we times by 10 again, and we get 16.6 recurring is equal to 100x. Now you can see the third line and second line, if we subtract them from each other, the 0.6 will cancel out, so we're left with 16.6 recurring minus 1.6 recurring is equal to 15, and 100x minus 10x is equal to 90x. And the next step is we divide both sides by 90, so we get 15/90 is equal to x. However, as this question is asking for the fraction in its simplest form, we can simplify this fraction further by dividing both the top and bottom by 15, and the answer that we get is 1 over 6 is equal to x. And that's the answer to this question. Now moving on to the last example. So this question is saying 0.39 with the 39 recurring divided by 0.63 with both the 6 and the 3 recurring. And the aim of this question is we have to first convert both of the recurring decimals into fractions. So once they're in fractions, we can then divide them by each other. So to convert 0.39 into a fraction, firstly 0.39 is equal to 0.3939393939, and that's so forth. So same as before, the first step is let x is equal to 0.39 recurring. And now if we times both sides by 100 immediately, it will be easier. So we get 100x is equal to 39.39 recurring with both the 39 recurring. Now as you can see, we can subtract them from each other and the recurring decimals will cancel out. So we will be left with 99x is equal to 39. Now the last step is we need to divide both sides by 99. So we get x is equal to 39 over 99. And that's the left side done. We converted 0.39 into a fraction. Now moving on to the right side, we can write 0.63 recurring is equal to 0.636363. And it's going to be the same procedure as the left side. We do x is equal to 0.63 recurring and then times the both left side and the right side by 100. So we get 100x is equal to 63.63 recurring. As you can see, they can be subtracted from each other and the recurring decimals will cancel out. So we're left with 100x minus x, which is 99x, and 99x is equal to 63. Now to get x by itself, we just divide both sides by 99. So we get x is equal to 63 over 99. And now this step, we're just going to divide the fractions by each other. And before we do that, first we can simplify the left side, 39 over 99, and this can be written as 13 over 33. And this is being divided by the right side, which is simplified to 7 over 11. And to divide fractions, I won't show the working out in this video, but the answer that you should get is 13 over 21. I'll do another video on how to divide fractions if you don't know yet, but this is the final answer to that question done. I would appreciate it if you can all like, share and subscribe, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section below.